Hi, Roddy Johnsini here, and welcome to FunkQuest Season 3, Episode 2. And two more brand new funksters are stepping up to the plate and seeing what funk we can get out in this episode. If you are new to the show, it's very simple. There are 5 questions, there are 5 rounds, 2 questions per round. And funksters take it in turn to pick an icon from my screen, which you can see if you're watching this on YouTube. If you can't, listen to this on Spreaker or iHeartRadio or Facebook or any of the other platforms that we're on, you'll have to take my word for it. And they get 1 minute to answer the question, and then after that the time is up and the next funkster steps up. So you'll kind of figure it out as we go along. So with that said, Lisa Faye, tell me who you are, where you're from and what you do.
So I am Lisa Faye. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm just a sweet Southern belle. And I work in the communication space, and I talk to people about how to improve their bottom line profitability through improved communication using improv comedy skills. Fantastic.
We might get into some of that in this minute. I should say that you get a minute, so you can do what you want, right? As long as you don't talk politics, religion, or swear. Right, tell us a joke, tell us a story. What you can, do it, yeah. Sarah, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
I'm Sarah Ross. I'm the founder of Your Reason to Breathe, helping people to find the purpose in their life and avoid burnout and stress. Living according to the answer to that, what is your purpose? Or in my case, what is your reason to breathe?
Excellent, thank you. Well, we should just say that if you've not listened to the show before, we're after interesting things that we wouldn't have found or thought or realised without listening to us for 20 minutes. So hopefully we're going to find some interesting stuff out. We're not just going to go battering the same old things that everybody else talks about. So who's going to go first? Lisa, I'm going to ask you to go first. So you've got to pick an icon from question 1. We've got some roller skates, a trumpet, some noodles, and a cityscape scene thing.
Well, you know, it's early in the morning for me, so let's hit that trumpet.
Where did you last wear a costume?
Wow, that's a great question. I think the last time I wore a costume was I did a travel event. I've been to 75 countries because I love to travel, and I believe it makes the world a smaller place and makes you really connect with humanity better. But one of my travel events, I had bought when I was in India a beautiful silk Indian outfit. And so I wore it to a travel event and dinner just to inspire other people to get out of their everyday and to try to travel somewhere you haven't traveled to get to know the people better. So my beautiful silk sari, which now gets worn like once or twice a year, but it always is a showstopper.
So what colour is it?
It's blue.
Blue. And I bet you didn't buy it from a supermarket or some kind of, from a traditional merchant type of thing, was it?
Yeah, I went to a traditional Indian merchant.
Sarah, question 1.
I am going to go with the cityscape.
The cityscape. Where would you build an ark?
Where would I build an ark? I think somewhere along the equator.
Right.
But what coronavirus has shown me is I need my own little ark.
Oh, good answer.
I don't mind being like part of a pod of arks. Ark.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, some people, I would not want to be on an ark with.
But you wouldn't be able to get off, would you? I mean, I don't know whether you can get on or off, but you're right about the single.
Yeah, sort of socially distanced arcs. That would be quite cool. You can float up next to somebody else's ark and have a party or whatever, but you can then depart and not have to, be in close quarters to people.
What was that thing that I saw on TV the other day? It was like a big, massive blow-up swimming ring that's 1 metre. So you put it on, right, and it's like goes around your waist. And if everybody else wears one, you're all 2 meters apart. Is it 2 meters for you, Lisa? You've got to stay apart, or whatever that is in 6 foot.
It is. It's 2
so you
meters.
put this thing on, it gives you like a one. We could
The Southern women wear those big hoop skirts, and that's how we can keep our power.
Question 2. Sarah, you got some kind of explosion, some building blocks, a biplane or a sparkler?
Oh, let's go sparkler.
What game have you spent the most hours playing?
Ooh,
Anything?
I think the game I've probably spent the most time playing is catch over the years, with a variety of different things being thrown. The obvious one, the ball or pillow, or the juggling balls. But I volunteer in Vietnam at an orphanage for disabled children, and then it's quite a mixture of things that get thrown.
What's that like?
Very rewarding. Where Your Reason to Breathe was founded on my journey back from corporate burnout.
Tell us about an orphanage in Vietnam.
Well, I went there. Basically, I was ready to end my life. Ended up in this orphanage, and on Christmas Day, dressed as Santa Claus, a dying orphan showed me that I had a reason to breathe. Here I am today. Now I do a lot of stuff, to help them, but also, the lessons I learned in that orphanage are some of the most powerful business lessons I've ever learned.
Powerful stuff. Lisa, question 2.
Alex, let's go with the building block.
How do you like to waste time?
I like to waste time a couple of ways. One, I like to waste time sitting outside.
Good.
It gives me the opportunity to do 2 things I really like. One, be outside in nature and enjoying the views, and 2, to people watch. I find people are extraordinarily interesting, and you never quite know what they're going to do in any given situation. And watching them interact, even if they're not together, but responding to each other, is very, very interesting. And that is a great worldwide time waster, no matter where you are. But I don't really consider it a waste of time, because it's kind of good for you. It feeds your soul.
Finding interesting stuff out. When we used to go to France, when we were allowed to go to France, you think, what on earth are they saying? They're all babbling away in French, which I don't speak. What are they saying? You're all on the beach or you're on the harbour or whatever. And then when you get sat near an English family, they're arguing about who's got the sun cream and they're arguing about, whose turn it is to go do the washing up or something like that. Right? Everything's the same. Question 3. Lisa, to go first. You got some poppies, some boots, some bobsleigh people, or a circuit?
My nephew just started in a military academy for university, so I'm going to pick the boots.
What is something I wouldn't believe about you?
Most people don't believe that I know Michael Jordan well enough that he would call me by name.
Michael Jordan, the Michael Jordan.
The Michael Jordan.
You ring him up. You ring him up now, see what he says.
We're close, we're not that close.
Right, okay. How does he know you? How do you know him?
We went to university together. Yep, I was at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I did some freelance sports television, and I lived in the dorm where the basketball team was and worked in the cafeteria. I was putting myself through school, and I worked in the cafeteria where the guys ate training table. So it was more like the guys in high school playing, and then Michael was just one of the guys, and nobody knew he was going to, well, I take that back. He did know what he was going to do. Can I go a couple more seconds?
Yeah.
So I was a radio, television, motion pictures major, and I did an interview with him for a class. I have it on an old school cassette tape, and everything he predicts about himself to do in the next 10 years all comes true.
Yeah, but everybody says that. If you go down to our local park, you'd say every single youth playing football, soccer, would say, I'm going to play for England, I'm going to play for Man United, I'm going to play for Arsenal. Everybody would say that, right?
Yeah, they would say that, yeah. But this is after college, about being in the NBA and what he was going to accomplish in the NBA, which, nobody really knew.
What are we on now? Question 3, Sarah.
Oh, being quite a winter fan, I'm going to go bobsleigh.
Bobsleigh. What's the best thing you got for free?
I would have to say first class upgrade on a brand new plane with British Airways from Hong Kong to London. It's a 13-hour flight.
Really? Why did you get that?
I got it because I've been to, I think it's 103 countries, and if you've seen the film Up in the Air with George Clooney, I was the female equivalent of him. I was so high up on the status If there was any upgrades going, I was always going to get them. I got on a plane and you get to, you hand over your boarding pass and it goes beep, beep, and they hand you one, and it was seat 1A, which at the 747, because the pilots are upstairs, means you're actually in the nose cone of the plane.
Question 4, Sarah. Transistor radio, a little house, a little waffle thing, or some old binoculars?
I will go for the massive waffle.
The waffle. Oh, this, you tell us about 102 countries. Where have you been on a road trip?
I have been on, I've been on some pretty scary road trips. Flew into Venezuela, into Caracas, was told, we had very strict security protocols, was told we were being picked up by one gentleman, and we were given his picture, the car reg, everything, and he wasn't there, and somebody else picked us up. And from the airport into Caracas to our hotel, and I don't speak Spanish, and the driver didn't speak much English, but we had a conversation about Man United and the Beatles, because that was the only topics we could converse on. So I'm having this conversation with him as my colleague is on the phone having corporate security turn on the GPS trackers in our phone to figure out where we were, because it was very dark, very black, and we had no idea if we were actually heading to Caracas or not.
Sounds like something like a James Bond where you get picked up by the wrong person.
Exactly.
Yeah, good answer. Lisa, question 4.
Let's go with That Little House.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
That's easy. Sweet Caroline.
Boom, boom, boom.
There we go.
Who sang that?
Neil Diamond.
Neil
Oh,
Diamond.
that's right. It is Neil Diamond.
Why is that your go-to song?
It is my go-to song because it is participatory. I love I don't have the greatest voice, but I have the greatest enthusiasm to offset the quality, a potential quality of my song. The ability to enroll everybody else to participate makes it a group activity and much more fun.
Question 5. Question 5, and it is Lisa, I think. You got the pyramids, a Ferrari, some cards, or
I learned to count playing blackjack with my mother, so I'm going cards.
Who was top of the bill at the last concert you went to?
John Legend.
John Legend.
Yeah.
I would respectively say that I've not heard of him.
Oh, he
You
is.
have you, Lisa? Sarah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
What does he sing or recite?
Mostly love songs.
Really? What genre? Rock music or?
R&B. But he has beautiful songs, and he's quite an accomplished pianist as well. And he's a great performer. His songs are wonderful. His ability to kind of communicate to the audience and create and set a mood, even if there's a lot of people, was wonderful. And boy, I miss live music and
Live
the
music
ability to get into that kind of a place. I don't know when we'll get to do it again.
Out of time. Sarah, question 5.
I am going to go with the crocodile.
Who do you have an adventure with?
To be honest, I think I would go with Elsa from Frozen.
Elsa?
Yeah, there's
I
something about being able to shoot ice from your hands and turn all these things into ice statues and stuff. I really quite fancy going on an adventure with her and making snowmen. And
That'd be quite cool if you could give it some like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole making icebergs and freezing the sea in Frozen 2. That would be quite an adventure. You know.
We like what's his name, the Samuel L. Jackson character in Incredibles, when he kind of traverses along by shooting ice kind of in front of him.
Yeah.
And the classic line where he says, "I'm doing it for a greater good," and his wife says, "I am your wife, a greater good you have never known." Who won? Well, one of these ladies is going to go through to the next round of season 3, and I don't know who it is, and you can influence who this is by casting your vote, and it is very simple to do. You go to where this blog post is. I don't know what is that. That's time to distract me. Don't know whatever that is.
That's my hand. Pick me.
Got a little blue hand. Anyway, just shut up for a minute. I'll mute you. what have I got to say? Right, you've got to leave a comment. To vote for your favourite funkster, you will leave a comment on funkythinkers.com where this episode sits. Not on YouTube, not on Spreaker, not on iHeartRadio, not on Facebook, not anywhere else except funkythinkers.com, the blog post for this episode. And it's very simple. Whoever gets the most votes goes through to the next round. And you'll get some more questions and you'll get lots more funk out in that episode. Anyway, Lisa, tell us how we can contact you and find out more about you.
The easiest way is my website, lisa@lisafay.com.
lisafay.com, like short. And Sarah, tell us how we can contact you.
All the social media links are on my website at yourreasontobreathe.com.
Excellent, thank you. Ladies, thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll speak to one of you in the next round. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Hi, thanks so much for making it to the end of this episode. Did you know that you can play FunkQuest yourself? We call it FQY. You can get going now with a 10% discount coupon that's displayed above my shoulder. Thanks so much and take care.